Good morning. Welcome back to the garden. Today is Sunday, September 24th. I did mow a little bit of green grass. We're going to add that to the compost pile. Actually, what we want to do this morning, we want to see if we got a sweet potato hill or a compost pile. It's been a while since I've turned it. Had a little difficulty this spring. I haven't done much with it at all. But we had some volunteers coming up. Thought we'd let that go and see what we'd get. Now, if you remember when I laid this out, we used to put the brand new grass and whatnot over here. We would turn it into this bin, then we'd turn this into this bin, and then we'd turn that into the garden, and that way we had it available to use. Then we went ahead and expanded the berry patch, so we're using this for the newest stuff, turning it into there, and then turning it into the garden, and letting it finish off right there in the corner. Although in the corner we've had volunteers, and this year when we started we got a sweet potato vine that came up. We also had tomatoes that came up voluntarily. We got some really nice tomatoes off of these. We didn't water this at all. I just wanted to see what would happen. But the watermelon's done. So we're going to go ahead and clean this area up. We're going to start the compost system all over again. We're going to start that off with a little bit of greens from the peanut harvest. To get this opened up, I'm just going to clean this up and throw that all in there. Yes, I know you can eat the sweet potato vines, and we have been eating sweet potato vines, but we have so many. It also helps the compost out a lot. Go ahead and see what we got here. Well, the tomato came out of right here, so that's a tomato. This looks like it's down in here. If we got potatoes, I don't want to stab them with a pitchfork. I'm going to be kind of careful. See, this is kind of dry on top. We haven't watered this at all. In our pile over here, we now have a layer of green. So we'll put a layer of this brown on top and this old compost. Got to be easy just in case we run into a potato. I don't know if we will. This is kind of interesting. What do you think? You think we're going to have a potato in here? Those vines go out. Well, if we do, they're going to be down a little bit. I moved almost half of this, and that first pile was right here, and I was real careful, and we didn't have anything. There weren't any slips here, so I wasn't really expecting any. Don't know what we're going to get there. I've been kind of careful around here. But when I got down to it, look what I found. I cannot believe this. That is what it looks like. Let me try to rescue this. Now that's amazing. We'll see what we get. I was worried about this becoming anaerobic. Not doing anything with it, not turning it, but I've got roots going all the way down through this entire pile. We got life in the entire pile, and we had a watermelon growing in the middle of the pile. Let's see if we don't have any sweet potatoes. Before we dig any more, let's go ahead and put that grass up on here. So far we use the peanut plants as a green, then we turn that compost in on top of it as a brown. We're going to add some of this grass as a green. Then we'll go ahead and turn the rest of that compost pile. Let's go old school. See, there's nice layers, there's roots growing all the way through that. We got all kind of critters down in there. I'll bet we don't have any sweet potatoes in here. We got really good vines. You got really good vines and leaves, and you can eat those. I was kind of hoping that we'd get a sweet potato out of here, but this does show if you don't plant slips, the chances of sweet potatoes are pretty small. Now, if there's a giant one in here and I stab it, I'm going to get in trouble, I'm sure. I just don't think there is. No, I don't think there is. I don't think we're going to have any potatoes at all. But we wound up with a watermelon. Well, there you go. We're ready to start a new bin. But this is a prime example of wishing versus knowing. Now, I hoped we might get some sweet potatoes, but I knew we didn't plant any slips. And unless you plant some slips, your chances of getting sweet potatoes pretty slim. Whatever you get out of your compost pile is a bonus. Now, the life that's generated inside of this compost pile mimics the life that's generated underneath that deep mulch. Obviously, we're not going to create enough compost to cover the entire garden here, but this worked really well when you're planting new things. It also worked really well when you're potting stuff for the first time. You can do this too. I want to thank you for coming by and helping me clean up this compost pile, get ready for fall. Until next time, remember, take care of yourself, take care of your family, and God bless you. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.